This is my take from podcast. If you want to listen summary of podcast, start with a free trial for detailed summaries on Apple Podcasts and Spotify using link in descriptions and support with tips on Patreon. Here is key point discussed in podcast, how to make yourself unbreakable DJ Shipley. He's got this morning routine that's incredibly structured, and it's not just about waking up at 5 a.m. and rolling out of bed. He's got a very specific order of operations that he follows every single day, regardless of when he went to sleep. And what's really key about this is that it's not just about the physical actions themselves, but about creating a sense of control and agency in his life. He's setting himself up for success by doing all these little things that are within his control, so that when he does encounter things that are outside of his control, he's better equipped to handle them. But what DJ is saying is that it's actually the opposite. It's because he's aware of his own limitations and vulnerabilities that he's created this structure for himself. He's not just winging it and hoping for the best, he's taking deliberate steps to set himself up for success. It's not just about being a special operator or a high performer, it's about being intentional about how we structure our days and our lives. By creating these little routines and habits, we can create a sense of control and agency that helps us navigate the challenges of life. And it's not just about the morning routine either. DJ talks about how he structures his entire day, from his work to his family time, in a way that allows him to be present and focused. He's not just going through the motions, he's intentionally creating space for himself to be the person he wants to be. The point is to take away the idea that we can create our own structure and our own routines that work for us, and that by doing so, we can create a sense of control and agency in our lives. When you're in tune with your body and you're taking care of it, you're able to show up more fully for the people in your life. But the truth is, taking care of yourself is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And it's not just about physical health, it's also about mental health. When you're taking care of your body, you're also taking care of your mind. You're able to think more clearly, you're able to focus more easily, and you're able to handle stress more effectively. Another thing that's come out of this conversation is the importance of body awareness. When you're in tune with your body, you're able to identify when something is off, and you're able to take care of it before it becomes a bigger problem. We might not be able to do all the things that we used to be able to do, but if we're taking care of our bodies, we can still maintain a high level of physical function, even as we age. It's about taking care of your body after you've worked out, and making sure that you're giving it the rest and recovery that it needs. But the truth is, recovery is just as important as the workout itself. And if we're not taking care of our bodies after we've worked out, we're not going to be able to perform at our best. Taking care of your physical health is not selfish, it's selfless. Body awareness is important, and recovery is just as important as the workout itself. You know, it's interesting, when you're talking about the mindset of a Navy SEAL, it's not just about being physically capable, it's about being mentally resilient. It's not just about being miserable, it's about being able to push through that misery and come out the other side. It's not just about the physical challenges, it's about the mental game that you have to play with yourself in order to make it through. It's not just about being motivated by a desire to succeed, it's about being motivated by a desire to not fail. It's not just about individual performance, it's about collective performance. It's about being able to work together as a team in order to achieve a common goal. It's not just about being able to overcome obstacles, it's about being able to learn from them and grow as a result. It's not just about the movies and the books, it's about the way that the SEALs have been able to adapt and evolve in response to changing circumstances. It's not just about being able to keep secrets, it's about being able to tell a story that resonates with people. It's not just about being able to apply the skills that you learned in the military to a new context, it's about being able to use those experiences to inform your approach to life in a more general sense. It's not just about being able to lead a team, it's about being able to inspire and motivate others to achieve a common goal. You know, when you're in a high-stress, high-risk job like being a Navy SEAL, it's not just about the physical toll it takes on your body, but also the emotional and mental toll. For DJ Shipley, it was the second deployment that really shifted to take a toll on him. He had a lot of emotional stuff happen to him during that time, including seeing his idol, Matty Roberts, get shot up. It was a really close call, and DJ was left feeling helpless and like a victim. He's talked about how he felt like he was just waiting to die, and that he couldn't shoot back. It was a really traumatic experience, and one that he never really processed. He just blocked it off and kept moving forward. But it's not just the big traumatic events that can take a toll on you. It's also the little things, like the constant stress and pressure of being in a high-risk job. DJ talks about how he would hide injuries and not get surgery so that he could keep doing his job. He would do everything he could to put himself in a position to be on the op, to not miss the deployment. And it's not just about the job itself, but also the culture of the SEAL teams. The culture is what keeps you there, what makes you feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. But it's also what can make it hard to leave, even when you know you should. And then there's the impact on your personal life. DJ talks about how he would block out his loved ones, including his wife, so that he could focus on the job. He didn't want to be distracted by his love for her, and he didn't want to think about the possibility of not coming home. It's a hard thing to do, but it's what he felt like he had to do in order to do his job to the best of his ability. It's a really tough balance to strike, between doing your job and taking care of yourself and your loved ones. And it's not always easy to know when to prioritize one over the other. But for DJ, it was clear that the job came first, at least for a long time. It wasn't until later, when he shifted to incur some damage, that he began to realize that he needed to make some changes. The guy's been through so much, and it's amazing how he's still standing. He's got this reverence for the people around him who do amazing things, and it's clear that he's been deeply affected by his experiences. But what really struck me was when he shifted talking about his injuries. He's talking about being on all these medications and how it's affected his mental health. It's just heartbreaking. And then he starts talking about his art therapy, and how it's helped him to cope with everything he's been through. He's talking about burning skateboards and how it's become this therapeutic outlet for him. It's just amazing to see how he's found a way to channel his experiences into something positive. But what really got me was when he shifted talking about his electrocution. He's talking about how he was burning skateboards, and how he got electrocuted, and it's just... Wow. And the way he describes it, it's just so vivid. He's talking about how he felt like he was interconnected with everything on the planet, and how he had this sense of superhuman vision. It's just... It's like he's tapping into this deeper level of consciousness, and it's just incredible. But what really gets me is how he's still dealing with the aftermath of all this. He's talking about how he's still got PTSD, and how he's still dealing with the physical aftermath of his injuries. It's just... It's heartbreaking, but it's also incredibly inspiring. He's still fighting, and he's still finding ways to cope with everything he's been through. It's just... It's amazing. Andrew, you've talked about how your physical posture in the gym, your form and stance, can actually translate to your mental posture. Can you explain that a bit more? How do you think about mental posture and physical posture? And how do they intersect? Andrew's response really resonated with me. He talks about how if you're in a strong physical posture, you can handle more weight, more stress, more pressure. But if you're in a weak physical posture, even a small amount of weight or stress can feel overwhelming. He applies the same idea to mental posture, saying that if you're in a strong mental posture, you can handle more stress, more pressure, more challenges. But if you're in a weak mental posture, even small things can feel insurmountable. He also talks about how our mental posture is affected by the things we consume, not just food, but also what we watch, what we listen to, what we read. He says that we need to be mindful of what we're putting into our minds and bodies, because it can affect our mental posture and our ability to handle stress and challenges. It's easy to get caught up in a negative mental posture, but Andrew's message is that we have the power to change that. We can choose to focus on positive things, to surround ourselves with positive people, and to take care of our physical and mental health. He also talks about the importance of physical movement in maintaining a strong mental posture. He says that even small amounts of physical movement can make a big difference in how we feel and how we're able to handle stress and challenges. It's not always easy to get out of bed and face the day, but Andrew's message is that even small steps can make a big difference. By taking care of our physical and mental health, we can build a stronger mental posture and be better equipped to handle the challenges of life. Andrew also mentions Marcus and Amber Capone and the work they're doing with Veteran Solutions. He talks about how they're helping veterans to heal and recover from their experiences, and how they're working to raise awareness about the importance of mental health. Mental health is something that affects us all, and it's so important that we prioritize it and take care of ourselves. He's been through some incredibly challenging experiences, but he's come out the other side and is now using his platform to help others. You know, I've been thinking a lot about Marcus Capone's story, and how he went from being this tough, rugged Navy SEAL to someone who was struggling with addiction and suicidal thoughts. It's a really powerful reminder that even the toughest among us can be broken by the traumas we experience. And it's not just about the traumas we experience in combat, but also the traumas we experience in our personal lives. But what's really interesting is how Marcus's experience with ibogaine and 5-MeO-DMT changed him. He went from being this angry, aggressive person to someone who was empathetic and compassionate. He was able to confront his past traumas and work through them in a way that he hadn't been able to before. And it's not just about the medicine itself, but about the community and the support system that comes with it. Marcus found a sense of brotherhood and camaraderie with the other guys who were going through the same thing, and that was a big part of his healing process. For me, one of the biggest takeaways from Marcus's story is the importance of vulnerability and openness. As Navy SEALs, we're taught to be tough and stoic, to never show weakness or emotion. But Marcus's experience shows that it's okay to be vulnerable, to be open and honest about our struggles and our fears. In fact, it's necessary for healing and growth. And it's not just about us as individuals, but about the impact we have on those around us. When we're able to be vulnerable and open, we create a safe space for others to do the same, and that's when real healing and growth can happen. I've also been thinking a lot about the concept of brain plasticity, and how these medicines can help us rewire our brain. It's not just about treating symptoms, but about actually changing the way our brains function. And it's not just about the medicines themselves, but about the experiences and the emotions that come with them. When we're able to confront our past traumas and work through them, we're able to rewire our brains in a way that allows us to heal and grow. Marcus's experience shows that we don't have to go through this alone. There are people out there who care about us, who want to help us, and who are willing to support us on our journey. And it's not just about the people who are going through the same thing, but about the people who are willing to support us and guide us through the process. Whether it's a therapist, a coach, or a support group, having a community of people who care about us can make all the difference in our healing and growth. You know, it's crazy to think about how much trauma we all share, and how we're all getting through it. It's like he didn't even want to quit, but the medicine just took care of it. And it's not just addiction, it's like people who are struggling with PTSD, depression, anxiety. And you know what? This medicine can just wipe it all away. It's like, it gives you complete control over your life again. It's like, once you see what you can be, you can't go back to being the same person. You start to realize that you have the power to control your own life, and that's a really liberating feeling. But it's not just about the medicine itself, it's about the approach. It's like, this isn't just some recreational thing, it's a structured treatment that requires attention to detail and a safe environment. And that's what's so important. It's not just about taking some pill or doing some ritual, it's about creating a safe space for people to heal. And it's not just for veterans or people with PTSD, it's for anyone who's struggling. And it's not just about the individual, it's about the collective. It's like, we're all connected. And when one person heals, we all heal. And that's what's so powerful about this medicine. It's like, it's not just about fixing one person, it's about creating a ripple effect that can change the world. And we're talking about a real solution that can help them. And that's what's so hopeful. It's like, we're not just stuck in this cycle of trauma and addiction, we can actually do something about it. And that's what's so powerful. It's like, he's not just talking about his own experience, he's talking about a movement. He's talking about a collective effort to heal and to create a better world. We're talking about a movement to heal, to create a better world, and to help each other. And that's what's so hopeful. It's like, we're not just stuck in this cycle of trauma and addiction, we can actually do something about it. We can actually create a better world. Andrew's story is a great example of how having a clear goal in mind and working towards it can lead to incredible results. And it's not just about achieving some kind of elite status, it's about being able to show up for the people in your life and be the best version of yourself. It's a great metaphor for life, really. Andrew's not just talking about going to the gym and lifting weights, he's talking about making healthy choices every day, whether it's taking a 20-minute walk or doing a quick workout at home. It's about making it a part of who you are, rather than just something you do occasionally. It's about taking ourselves seriously and making a commitment to our own health and well-being. And it's not just about physical health, it's about mental and emotional health too. Andrew's story is a great example of how taking care of your physical health can have a ripple effect and improve other areas of your life. Having a support system and people who are pushing you to be your best self can make all the difference. Whether it's your family, your community, or just the people in your life, taking care of your physical and mental health is essential for being able to be there for them. Andrew Huberman's story about the American flag hat is a perfect example of this. He's not just talking about making a hat. He's talking about creating something that represents a set of values and principles that are deeply important to him. And he's not willing to compromise on that, even if it means it's not going to be a mass-produced item. He wants every single hat to be made with care and attention to detail, because he knows that it's not just a hat, it's a symbol of something much bigger. In a world where it's so easy to just slap a logo on something and call it a day, Andrew's commitment to quality and authenticity is really inspiring. And it's not just about the hat, it's about the values that it represents. He's talking about patriotism, but not just in a superficial way. He's talking about what it means to be a good citizen, to be someone who represents their country with dignity and respect. He's not just wearing a hat, he's wearing a symbol of something much bigger than himself. We can all strive to be people who represent our values and principles with integrity and authenticity.